Police officers were instructed to leave the premises by the workers of a restaurant in California, citing discomfort caused and the establishment's status as a safe place. The owners were soon forced to regret their choice once the cops left. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. 3 local police officers were refused service by the proprietors of the Hilda and Jesse restaurant in San Francisco, who made the announcement on the business's Instagram page. The employees gave an explanation for kicking them out, saying that they felt uneasy with armed cops there and wanted to make sure the restaurant remained a secure place. 3 uniformed and armed San Francisco police officers entered Hilda and Jesse's restaurant, according to the Instagram post. Our crew felt uneasy with their many guns shortly after we sat them down. Then we requested them to please go. The restaurant of Hilda and Jesse is a secure place. The statement continued by stating that, although they appreciate the police, they won't welcome back any policemen until they are off duty, not in uniform, and not carrying a weapon. Therefore, the SFPD complied. The San Francisco Police Department stands for safety with respect, even when it means respecting wishes that our officers and I find discouraging and personally disappointing, William Scott, chief of the SFPD, said. Customers immediately criticized the eatery on social media for prohibiting the cops once the decision was made. In an attempt to mitigate the damage, co-owner Rachel Silcox retracted her statement in an interview with KGO-TV, saying that their status as officers had no bearing on the decision, despite the fact that one of the requirements is that they not wear their uniforms inside the business. It's not about the fact that we are anti-police, added Silcox. It has to do with the fact that our restaurant forbids the use of firearms. We begged them to go respectfully since we were uneasy. The only relevant factor is that they were carrying firearms, not the fact that they are law enforcement officials. Naturally, the public was able to see through Silcox's justification. The public chastised Silcox and co-owner Christina Compton the next day. Their Yelp rating quickly fell to 1 star, the lowest conceivable rating. Consumer complaints about the restaurant's expensive meals and 20% required tipping filled the internet. They emphasized that the co-owner's mandated 20% tipping policy demonstrates their desire to provide fair compensation for their staff. All they want is not to have to pay for it themselves. I support fair wages, and Hilda and Jesse ought to be providing them rather than imposing them on their clients. Although I usually tip 20%, it's improper to make consumers tip. Simply raise your fees and be truthful about it, an irate client said. Others criticized the owners for their hypocrisy and irrational thinking. Some even went so far as to clarify the obvious. Gun-free zones do not bar violent criminals who break the law. Rather, they solely bar law-abiding gun owners. You cannot enter this secure area when it is your responsibility to ensure people's safety. They don't comprehend that anything becomes a weapon, including the chef's knife and the wall-mounted fire extinguisher, even though this is a weapon-free zone. Although there is no prejudice here, some people are not allowed to be seated or served because they feel uncomfortable with guns. They should only use spoons to cook and give their knives to the police. Weapons are not permitted. Managers and owners ought to feel embarrassed about themselves. There was another review that stated, investors should withdraw their funds and boycott this establishment. The co-owners backed down from their choice and issued a clumsy apology after realizing the negative reaction would not go away. This was the desperate action of any business thinker. We requested officers of the San Francisco Police Department to leave our restaurant on Friday, and we made a mistake for which we are sorry. We are appreciative of every police officer who puts forth much effort to ensure our safety, particularly in these trying times. As we continue to mend and build bridges with the SFPD, we hope that this will serve as an educational opportunity for us. We handled this poorly, and these are stressful times, co-owners Rachel Silcox and Christina Leagues Compton wrote. With their apologies, Silcox and Compton want to calm the irate consumers down. Regretfully, the harm has already occurred. The restaurant's proprietors have demonstrated that social justice is more important to them than the security of their staff and patrons. In actuality, Only law-abiding individuals and police officers will abide by their no weapons policy. Their secure area is unimportant to those who want to harm you. In actuality, the disadvantaged and marginalized suffer the most when the cops are disarmed. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.